breath, everybody. That's what I was doing earlier.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but Rabu was
Breathe
just like,
in, breathe out. It's our Zen moment here at the SSL. We just finished our long 10-minute break. That means we are coming into the home stretch, guys. It's going to be a fast night of SSL at this rate. Need some long 45-minute macro games.
Could happen with JJAKJI and Bunny.
That's true. I think what is probably more likely is that Bunny will run a train on JJAKJI, a mech train. Trains are mech.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about something else, but
what, an actual train? He's not a conductor.
Yeah.
He doesn't own a locomotive, Brendan. That's just totally unreasonable of you to think. He doesn't have like a conductor hat. He doesn't like make the whistle noises. No. That's just unreasonable.
It's definitely good that he's running the mech train on him, at least.
That's true.
For sure. But
well, I mean, a non-mech train would be a little bit weird.
Yeah, I think that would be a little bit inappropriate.
I feel like by definition are mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they run.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting Bunny to take this one. JJAKJI's been looking a little bit better, at least in terms of his results. Did take down Sue and SOS, I believe. But against Bunny, I mean, Bunny is just looking so much better. So
I agree.
Gotta hand it over to Bunny on this one.
Yeah, you know, Bunny played in GSL earlier on today too, so he's another one of our tired nerds tonight.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, but you know, it's not that he looked bad in GSL. It's just that I feel like he was up against probably the next level of players. Now, going up against JJAKJI, JJAKJI has really struggled, but he is sitting with a 2-1 score in this league. So while his results elsewhere may not be indicative, at least in SSL Challenge, he has kind of fired it up.
Yeah, he's looking to make it into the fast lane. Season 1 was a little bit lackluster, but he actually does have a positive record so far, at least. SSL Challenge.
Sick flurry shot there.
Bunny does look a little bit tired. I can confirm.
How'd you
look at that. See? He looks tired.
He does indeed. Wouldn't be a bit surprised. I mean, to be fair, he has looked super good so far. Every time he picks up a win, I'm just like, oh, wow, Bunny's actually just really doing it.
Yeah, he's looking a lot better nowadays. I was actually expecting him to get out of that GSL group today, but just a little bit too tricky, I suppose.
Oh, it was very tricky.
Of good players.
Tricky is the biggest understatement. But here's a look at our maps. Abyssal Reef Odyssey and Ascension to Ire. I feel like this is the classic map pool. We just see this every single game. Of course, JJAKJI wants to play on Frost. But yeah, these are probably the maps. Like, if you have to learn 3 maps, if you get called up and they're like, hey, we need a replacement for GSL, and you're like, oh man, which maps should I just learn those maps?
Ascension to Ire, Abyssal Reef, and Odyssey.
Yeah. Maybe mix in Mech Depot. That's starting to come out there.
Newkirk Precinct.
Yeah, Newkirk Precinct.
That's another
also a great one.
That's pretty simple though. I mean, you just like go at it.
Yeah. Right? Sadly, like Metalopolis not in the map pool anymore. You got to update, get these new maps in there. Actually excited really for our next round of maps in the new map contest that's happening. So lots of crazy things out there. Yeah, we've seen some maps kind of come and go, but maps like Frost.
Overgrowth.
The test of time, yeah. Overgrowth.
Resident Sleeper, man. I'm not feeling those maps anymore.
Well, we get yeah. I feel like the more standard maps here in our 3rd series of the night. Only 4 series. I'm kind of used to SSL Premier.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing Premier, you and I.
That's very true. Yeah.
Monday. That'll be in 2 days. Yep. So. Should be a lot of fun. But yeah, this is a little bit shorter, a little bit more compact. Once we do get to the best of 5s in the second stage, that's when it gets a little bit longer.
Day. Yeah, 3 best of 5s could just be like a lot of games. So
I think one day we actually we had 14 games, I think, one of the days.
Well, if you think about it, you know, GSL is 5 best of 3s. So same potential number of games as 3 best of 5s. If you do go all the way. But yeah, that's stage number 2. We've got to finish stage number 1 first, Valdez, and that is going to continue with JJAKJI versus Bunny. Get into our first game of our 3rd series tonight. I think Bunny definitely the favorite here, but he's had a long day, and JJAKJI is coming in fresh and rested. So let's go ahead and get into game number 1, Bunny versus JJAKJI. whose names we will now not only read again, but say again as well.
Do we have to?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
The urge is so
Yeah, I know. It's really
big.
there.
Oh, this is JJAKJI.
Wow, I wonder if our viewers could have figured that out on their own, Valdez.
I don't
Let's
think so.
see if they can figure out who his opponent is. You guys up for the challenge?
Byun. Oh, so close.
This is the SSL challenge right here. Can you figure out, after we say the players' names 10 times in a row, which players are playing? You know, that plaque comes up at the top, but maybe some people just still don't know. For our podcast listeners, this is going to be the struggle for you guys.
I've been reading a book recently.
Yeah.
Our boy Doa. Some of you guys might know him. Some of you older nerds.
He wrote a book?
Or if you watch League or Overwatch now, as he is doing. No, he recommended a book to a bunch of us casters out here. It's The Art of Sports Casting. Very good book. Would recommend it to anyone who wants to get into casting at all or wants to improve their skills, so as we all do.
Show good cast so people will cheer for them.
So good cast for the fans, so they cheer for our cast. Yeah.
Woo.
But yeah, it recommends actually. Even on TV broadcasts, you gotta like say the score like over and over and over and over again.
Okay, well,
we don't actually have to do that here because that would be kind of, I guess the equivalent of that in StarCraft would be like
zero
the supply,
to 0,
right?
Their APM is 500 to 300.
Well, it would be like, you know, okay, here we are at 7 minutes into the game, and it looks like Bunny is about 20 supply ahead, you know, something like that.
I'm being a little bit facetious, but obviously, if you were just listening to this, it'd be very helpful to read the supply consistently, mention locations on the map. I actually enjoy kind of relying on our audience to think critically a little bit. I believe in encouraging higher levels of thought. And I think the StarCraft, and remarkably so, the StarCraft audience are really one of the smarter audiences out there. Now, I'm sure you guys can prove me wrong on that. I have faith in your versatility and your ability to excel at anything, even unexcelling, or decelerating, de-accelerating. There we go.
Yeah.
Now, I know the potential's out there, but if you do choose to look at the mini map, look at the supply and the strategies that are unfolding before you, I believe StarCraft is a very beautiful game that you can gain a lot from actively, not just being a passive spectator, but being an active spectator. Pretty important.
Yeah. After having cast a bunch of different scenes, I can confirm that, in fact, the StarCraft viewership is one of the most intelligent. Yeah. As funny as that might be to some of you guys. Just put it on the moves.
Yeah, it does not have enough moves to save both Reapers, but we'll get away with one.
Yeah, his Hellion was a little bit late.
Oh, he can actually kill this Hellion now.
Yeah, with his Reaper, too, if he just turns around. Really doesn't want to lose that Reaper. I think one more hit should do it.
Yeah, but he's going to lose the Hellion now, so Bunny will have the last laugh, or JJAKJI rather. Ugh. We didn't introduce the players, Valdez. I didn't know which one was which.
We don't know who's on which side anymore.
I thought they were on opposite sides.
They're both playing the same race.
I'm red-blue colorblind.
Imagine if you were.
That's not. I don't think that's a thing. I think it's red-green colorblind.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, because in colorblind modes for a bunch of games, they make it red instead of like purple or green. So
yeah. I actually sometimes play with colorblind mode on because it's cool just to have them be different colors. But maybe that's just me doing it for my own amusement. Builds, JJAKJI kind of playing into Bunny's hands. He's got the Raven already out. He's got the detection. Might even go for a Viking here as well, just to be super de-duper safe. And this Cloak Banshee is probably going to struggle.
Yeah, we'll see if it can get any damage done here. The Cloak will finish, but as you mentioned, should be ample detection. And let's see. Well,
yeah, emphasis
I spoke a little bit early. Let's see if he goes into the main, though.
Yeah, he is really going the distance. It hasn't been scouted just yet. Finally, it will be revealed. No, wow, that's just barely out of range. Oh, the littlest of cloaks, but now it will be revealed. See how easy it is to deal with it. Oh, wow.
Still going to get a lot of damage done here.
Thankfully, he targeted the gas SCVs there, but he'll finish the job. Delay that command center as well. 7 kills already, and he hasn't taken damage yet, so great control by JJAKJI.
He's got a second one, too, and there's only one Raven that I saw.
Second one just finished.
Yeah, okay, there is 2. Gonna force out an auto turret. That Banshee gets away with more than half health.
Wow.
Swinging on in. He denied that twice now.
That's really annoying. Also, 2 auto turrets being dropped that are not effective at killing this Banshee. It's just going to come right back around. Maybe a scan of the Marines can finish it, but finally a Viking comes out. Okay.
JJAKJI's like, here, you can have it. Be assertive, JJAKJI.
Be aggressive. I learned. That's my StarCraft high school musical analogy for the day.
I feel like being aggressive in most games is quite nice.
Yep. I've been playing a lot of StarCraft Remastered lately. Being aggressive is super effective in that game. You guys want to win your games, just do something and you'll win.
Just attack.
Yeah.
Just 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A move.
Yeah, unless you're like Ret and you use Q for attack. Or I think it's Patrol, but a lot of people use that as attack move. But yeah, either way, attacking very important there. Attacking good here, but I feel like for StarCraft 2, a lot of times, unless you're going for a crazy all-in, you do mix in a lot of pre-harassment before big pushes, like what JJAKJI is trying to come up with right now. And it should be noted that this is Abyssal Reef, so there's lots of great places to put your siege tanks. You can siege the low ground and attack the third base. You can nestle your tanks in the destructible rocks, entering the natural. Lots of really cool placements here, and this is going to be very difficult to stop. The tank, only one of them sieged there for Bunny, and JJAKJI will have destroyed the rocks very, very quickly.
That Marine is so terrified right now. He's like, why the hell did those rocks just blow up?
Can't feel anything when you're dead. Indeed, he is very dead. So, see how well Bunny can prepare for this. 2 tanks on the high ground at the third, but what's defending the natural?
He's attacking the refinery. Nice pickup here, but there's a well-placed tank by Bunny on the top side. Does get taken out, but here come the auto turrets in the back from the Ravens. And that's going to be super effective.
Yeah, very, very effective. Lots of damage being done, but you know, Bunny's going to hold, and he most crucially didn't really take a whole lot of economic damage during that. Of course, right as I say it, more SCVs going down. He's down, what is that, 5 SCVs? Okay, yeah, just not a lot damage done, even though he's lost cumulatively quite a few.
That missile turret placement is good for stopping drops behind and into the main and stuff like that, but not effective if the Banshee just mans up and goes straight at you. Yeah,
you can't stop drops if there are no drops to stop. Once you drop, the fun don't stop. Well, we're going to see 2 of them. Coming across the map for Bunny, I feel like this should be somewhat expectable. Bunny, a big fan of the persistent drop harass.
That is JJAKJI. That's going for the double drop. Oh, JJAKJI's army is like massive right now.
This is another one of those games where we have the players' names on opposite sides of the screen, so apologies if I call each other different names. This is, along with not saying the players' names when we start the show, another great way for you guys to participate actively and realize which player is which.
Vikings on the chase, but actually being pulled out of position. There's a bunch of stuff on the ground going up there too.
Whoa, man, that's a hard medevac to lose.
Good tank placement here actually by Bunny. Means that JJAKJI can't just straight up go in, and the scan is good too. Yeah. I have to say the execution from JJAKJI was just not very good. So Bunny's like, okay, I got all my bases covered, and JJAKJI wasn't able to take advantage of that move out by Bunny.
In response to that, I guess back at home, JJAKJI's like, okay, well, you know, I tried. You got the gold star, you got the participation trophy, but aggression's done for now. It starts with Macro back at home. To be fair, he is, I think, a little bit ahead on his 2-2 upgrades, so he will have that advantage. Slightly ahead of time.
Cheeky little drop into the main. Yeah. Not much here, and everything will drop out of these 2 medevacs. Just getting a bit of damage, trying to pick away at this engineering bay, but the repair is there.
Ooh, love it. The save, recognizing the value of not having that cancel, but pick up and drop again. Oh my god, great pick off of 1 medevac. Second one, staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Unlike the SCVs, those things are pretty vulnerable.
He just like left. He's like, no, it's okay. You can do more damage.
Just kidding. No more damage there.
Yeah. Well, we got the push coming in. You were talking about the upgrades. JJAKJI is in a very nice lead. Bunny's got to be careful to avoid the anti-timing here.
Zerature needs to set up either a deep tank line or one that is able to fire in range and make use of this air advantage.
Whoa.
However, on the other side, JJAKJI doesn't want to play your games. Wants to get out of here.
Gets scouted. Let's see how Bunny reacts to this.
Yeah, the doomiest of doom drops coming in. On the other side, Bunny has to make a choice. Does he come back and try to delay this, or push into a base of his own? I'm not sure how easy it would be to maneuver into something so well defended by siege tanks.
Yeah, he's really struggling. I mean, this is Abyssal Reef we're talking about, right? Look at that tank line from Bunny. You're not getting up that ramp. And so now he's coming behind Bunny's army that's kind of stranded out on the map. There's the word I'm looking for. Slowly picking away at that orbital.
Marooned. Oh man, finally the big marine engagement. Looks like way more from Bunny. Just kidding. There's less. Until there's more.
It was actually pretty close. JJAKJI had a bit more in the end. And
indeed he did.
Did take that fight. And here we go, the engage coming on in.
Trying to get the siege tanks in a great spot, and indeed they will massacre the Marines off to the back. Doesn't want to overextend, but the tank count really great. Just shove forward. Some SCVs lost in the end for JJAKJI, but still being able to push Bunny back, big victory.
JJAKJI's got that fourth base up and running for about a couple minutes now, so he's in a pretty good spot. He was able to take that location a little bit better because the semi-doom drop that JJAKJI went for at the fourth delayed it.
Yeah, he did try, and I don't want to say that's a success, even if it's just psychological. But he's still been up in workers for quite a bit, so he will have that economy on his side. Really glad we're getting a chance to watch a bunch of different matchups here tonight. You get TVZ, PvP, TVT. Wait, no, it's PVT, PvP, and TVT. There we go. Whoa.
And PVZ.
Yeah. Later on.
Yeah. Hush versus Impact coming up later tonight. We got this push coming in, and he has high ground vision. Ooh.
This is very good. Most crucially, 3-3 is done for JJAKJI. Bunny's 3-3 has not yet completed, so these Marines are drastically stronger. Sim just really amplifying that. Ooh, gotta be careful. Trying to siege up, and indeed, yes, folks at home, that is in range.
You could really tell the difference between the styles. Bunny he has the air advantage, so he's trying to use those liberators, but JJAKJI's like, no, I don't want any air advantage. I'm just going to use scans and my higher siege tank count. But here we go, moving on in.
A little bit of an anti-timing, that 3-3 about to complete, and indeed it is just seconds away. JJAKJI, he's going to go for it. Looks like, yeah, going to take out that sensor turret, making it more difficult to see what is where. Of course, when your building's dying, you probably are pretty well aware where the opponent's army is.
Nice little drop into the main. Going to use these drops coming back for the defense. But again, even with little moves like this, you're not really getting too much damage. You're just trying to find openings, and JJAKJI doesn't have much of an opening because his army is not grouped up. Needs to do that first. You guys can see on the unit tab what I was talking about. JJAKJI is only Marine tank medevac, whereas Bunny trying to mix in Vikings and some Liberators now.
Indeed, you are correct. Waiting to find out whether or not these armies will meet in the middle or if they're just going to walk around each other. Looks like JJAKJI will turn back towards the middle of the map, and fourth base is on the way, or at least that's the thought for both of our players. See if they can hold them.
Actually moving out at a very similar time there.
It's important to know when to do that and when to fold them. Or so I hear. Timeless StarCraft wisdom.
Liberators will be key, especially on the high ground here, for controlling this space. Trying to stim in now. He's going to pick off a couple of those Liberators. Nice little move by JJAKJI. Takes out a couple of tanks in the process.
Wow, this is just really well executed. JJAKJI sort of stabbing through to the heart of where it really hurts Bunny the most. And while he will try to come back and drop his forces in a position to deal with this, he is going to take heavy losses before he's able to push JJAKJI away.
That entire air advantage just went down the toilet because the Liberators were just not in a good location. Now he's not sieged in time. JJAKJI moving in, got all those tanks in position to shell the planetary now. Oh boy.
He'll be in range, pulling the boys, trying to make up for a huge deficit, but I think JJAKJI just has too much.
Little smile on Bunny's face as perhaps a bit embarrassed after that one.
Yeah.
Was pretty close. JJAKJI, I feel like definitely the much more aggressive player in this series. I like what he was doing. Abyssal Reef definitely has many different paths. So the one time that Bunny actually made a move towards the third, he's like, you can't just do that without getting backdoored.
Can't drop here. Can't push here.
Yeah. So it seems like JJAKJI was actually the one that ran the train on Bunny.
Yeah, and
in
fact,
Rapid?
not a lot of mech here tonight, so no more trains available. Maybe this is where you switch things up, although I really don't think Bunny really even knows how to play mech that well. I'm trying to think of the last time I saw Bunny go mech. I'm like, it's just not coming to mind.
He's a dropping nerd.
He is. He's very big on the drops.
To multitask.
Stim timings, +1s.
Yeah, I always used to call him like a mini TY.
Okay.
But he never really got to the same level. He's trying.
Certainly not. I mean, the 3-0 score, hey, you got to put some respect on that name. But when it comes to advancing to the next round, it's going to take a little bit more.
Yeah, and he's also having trouble here against JJAKJI. I feel like...
yeah.
I've definitely seen Bunny play better. Perhaps it is a bit of his tiredness. You know, maybe he's a little bit discouraged.
Yeah, it's a late show. I think we're about to hit midnight. Yeah, 12:40 already, or 11:40 already.
Yeah. He might be discouraged from his loss earlier as well.
Yeah, they were really heartbreaking. In fact, I think Bunny kind of broke down and cried after his elimination from GSL. He fought so hard, but just wasn't able to close the deal in the end.
Yeah. 3-0. Oh, there he is.
Almost.
That was...
this close.
Hush!
안녕하세요. He said hi back.
He
just
bowed.
so you know. Yeah, very respectful.
What happens?
What a fine young man. He's also pretty good at StarCraft.
You think he's going to win?
I'm actually kind of on the Impact hype train. He's been
Me too.
doing a lot better. I've been watching a few of his latter games. He very, very competent. In fact, when he was on SKT, I remember watching some sick Zerg moves from him. So, yeah, definitely deserved a spot on that team.
Once you go SKT, you never go back, they say.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, you keep a little bit of it with you forever.
To cherish in your heart.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Sandwiches. Yeah, it's I don't really know what's going to happen in that series. I actually really didn't know what to think of this series until that very ending. I'm like, oh, well, JJAKJI still got it. He's 2-1 right now, so he could go up to 3-1. Might get a chance to. And, of course, he's already qualified with Patience's earlier losses coming in. So he kind of squeaks in there.
Right.
Playing for the money, though.
Yeah.
That's the big victory here.
Yeah, wants to get in second seed. I don't know if that matters for the second round. I don't think it does.
No, we randomize it after that.
Yeah,
so
I think you just want to get in second round. That's
just want to make it.
Yeah,
that's where the chances are. And it means you play best of fives, and there's more money on the line. Just everything better about Stage 2, Brendan.
Yeah, Stage 2, Season 2. I feel like all the StarCraft of the year is slowly winding down over here in Korea.
Yeah, I mean, there's pretty much GSL and SSL primarily. Excited for maybe other leagues to start up. There's lots of StarCraft just internationally. I know we have DreamHack Montreal coming up. Saw the Challenger Open qualifiers for that today. Looks like there's going to be a lot of really, really strong talent there. So whether it's Korean StarCraft, foreign StarCraft, lots of StarCraft remastered out there too. It's a good time to be alive.
Definitely is. We don't usually have a break like this in between
one
game.
Chilling.
I don't know what's going on.
Also, we can see the player booths, and neither one of them requested another break. So clearly, there's just some really dank Korean meme that's going out there, and they just really have to flesh this out. This is where we record the segment for
talk.
Yeah,
your guys' favorite instrument, the flute.
I wonder how they come up with that very original name, Valdez. How do you think they?
No idea, honestly.
There's 3 casters.
I'm not that clever.
They're all talking. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I think I got it. Yeah, I'm not a smart man, but I think I figured it out.
I think you have.
If you guys in chat have figured it out too, you can tweet at us and let us know.
Yes,
kidding.
please do.
I think you should let us know if you haven't figured it out. That
yeah, I think that's
might be the smaller number.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, here we go, guys. Game number 2 coming up. JJAKJI poised to be the first player to be able to take a game off of Bunny so far. Take a series off of Bunny.
Yeah. I think he might do it. He's looking really good. Bunny was honestly not up to the Bunny level that I'm used to. So
Very true.
See what he can do on Odyssey for game number 2.
Here we go. We're going to cut you guys some slack and actually introduce our players. In the red, in the upper left-hand corner, he is... Oh, they don't have anything that comes up there.
JJAKJI.
Revolution Gaming's JJAKJI. His opponent in the blue in the lower right-hand corner. This is Bunny.
Getting a little flex on before he gets proxied.
It's actually our first proxy of the night, Valdez.
That's kind of weird. Not usually what happens in SSL Challenge.
Well, especially in TVT, used to be just, you know, I proxy you, you proxy me. We're a happy family, things like that. Going hard with it. Second rack's on the way, and, you know, this definitely can't snowball time and time again. We've seen players get greedy and lose. Low ground command centers, I feel like, predisposition for players that are being proxied, just so it's that much more effective. We'll see. What is he going to go for?
Double gas here for Bunny. Will mean that he gets that Insta Factory, not doing any kind of early CC build, which is a good start for him.
Bunny banking minerals. He is going to go for an attempted expand. That is not where you want to put those. Okay.
Nah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Just a factory.
There's that factory coming on up.
Wishful thinking.
But yeah, he didn't scout this, so usually you need to get a Marine and a couple of SCVs to push away the Reapers that come out at first. So he's not going to be prepared, as we have seen in recent times, a lot of prepared defenses.
Imagine Bunny just knows perfectly the actual true timing of the SCV scout. So when it comes in there trying to pretend, he knows it's like a fraction of a second off and instantly knows there's a proxy. Literal God. Whoa, perfect scout as well. Nice information for Bunny.
I think Bunny should be totally fine now.
Yeah.
I mean, he sees it, that first Reaper did nothing, insta-Hellion, and just has to pull some SCVs. As he does.
Yep. Nice grenade will knock both of those SCVs back. And with the SCV for JJAKJI already in the main, needs to actually bring that one to bear, already taking a few SCV losses. Could lose that first Reaper. That would be really big if true.
Yeah, can't lose the first Reaper. Second one is out. He needs that Hellion. There it is.
Indeed it is. Nice little last couple of auto attacks. Some mines connecting. Still only 5 damage on this new patch. Bouncing over the wall. JJAKJI will escape. Looks like the rush is over. For now.
Did a little bit more damage than Bunny would have liked.
Gonna get vision of the high ground. Might try to bounce up here and get some cheeky little hits off. No.
Not into double Hellion. Got a Liberator follow-up.
Worth a try.
Definitely a very common response is doing this because your opponent can't really make Marines at home, so he has to rely on the factory units, and if he got greedy and went for a command center, then he won't really have an answer for the Liberator. And usually the one Cyclone, as we've seen many times, doesn't really do too much damage to the first Liberator. So he's going to come in here and get a scout, which is very nice.
Yeah, I was actually reading about scouts, or not scouts, but Liberators and Cyclones. I didn't actually realize that it took 2 lock-ons for a Cyclone to kill a Liberator, but I read the numbers. I think it's 160 damage, not quite enough to take it out of the sky. So, yeah, behind this, though, it should be noted that there are still, you know, looks towards longer games with command centers started on both sides. I think the big advantage, though, for JJAKJI is he does have a slight worker lead. Everything counts in the early game.
And he's going to get a good start here with that rush that he did do. Obviously not something that's going to kill Bunny straight up unless he totally messes it up.
Yeah.
Has that Viking ready with the scout that he got earlier on. There's the lock on, and your Liberator is kind of screwed.
Flies in and flies out. Well, or just kind of shatters out. I think that's what happens.
You're liking that shatters word.
Yeah, big fan. I feel like it's very indicative of the actual concept.
Shattering like glass.
Yeah.
Is the mentality of this pro player.
I mean, he's gonna have to, think long and hard about his games so far. JJAKJI really kind of, seems to have Bunny's number. Bunny does hold off the proxy and is now looking for revenge, but he won't find anything other than a cheeky SCV kill.
JJAKJI with the Cloaked Banshees again. I think after game number 1, he's like, well, even with Ravens, your defense really sucked, so why don't I just do this again? Trying to defend here, not let him see that. I don't believe Bunny got a scout on that. We're not going to know.
Well, did he get a scout on where those 3 Reapers were?
Yeah. Cyclone's in decent position. There is one Raven out on the map here. I didn't see a second one. And yeah, he didn't get a scout of the tech lab on this. But again, as I said before, it does have one Raven. See if he can do a bit better with the defense. There it is. Nicely done.
Perfectly well played. Bunny just really on top of things. He'll be able to take out, okay, wow, actually not going to be able to eliminate the Banshee, but Viking will die.
Fly better fly. Bunny's Viking.
Or worse, as the case may be. Wondering if Bunny is conscientious enough to come out here and repair the Viking. If you only send a few SCVs to do it, it does actually take almost forever. But wisely enough, JJAKJI is going to recognize this and already pull back.
We got Banshee number 2 coming on in here. There's no turret. The Raven is there, though. I think you just... yeah, you just sacrifice it here. That's what I was going to say. Is going to get maybe 4 kills. He's got a push going on here. Second Banshee coming into the main.
I tell you, Valdez, these Banshees are getting a little bit of damage done. If you look at the work count, that's what's making the difference. Bunny 5 SCVs behind, but it's up to whether or not he'll be able to push in here. The bunker gets salvaged. The siege tank's not sieged. Actually pulled back a little bit late, and JJAKJI probably pretty scared and surprised by what he sees at his front door.
You can tell by his reaction. Right as his bunker is salvaging, he tries to move out. He's like, whoa. Back away.
Oh, no scans, no air armies. Who scans first? It's JJAKJI, and he'll be able to get a free tank for it.
Nice.
Healing drone. Sorry, this isn't PTR.
Someday very soon. We got the move forward here from JJAKJI. So far, I feel like he's just more on top of everything, in a way, Have to wonder about the condition of Bunny, as we said about before.
Right. It has been a long day. I know certainly I am feeling it. We started out, I think I have to leave around like 10 or 11 a.m. Go all the way down to GSL, obviously cast those games. Then hung out a little bit with Tasteless afterwards and drove up here.
How's the tasty one?
Tasty one's pretty good. Just got back from the Bay Area. Just doing the StarCraft Remastered launch. Number 2. Launch event. There we go.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Back here again. He has an injured wrist, but he also has stubbed his toe really badly on that right-hand side, so he's just falling apart at the seams. But luckily, because of this new patch, Ravens now have a healing drone that heals mech units like his arm.
That's good.
So that should speed up the process.
Oh, gonna slip in here and actually get some damage done. The mules. Okay.
Wow, that is quite the untimely demise. But still getting a little bit of damage done. I feel like right now, Bunny is just trying to look for anything. Like, well, can I come in from this angle? No, gets shut down. Can I come in from another angle? No, continues to get shut down. But here now, it's Bunny's turn to defend against a lot of medevacs coming his way.
Yeah, a couple of them coming in here, dodging the turrets, and a free Raven as well. Ooh, this is going to get so much damage. No defense, really. 15, 17, 19, and a drop on the tanks at the same time.
I feel like this is just not supposed to be this valuable, but look at the damage being done.
Oh, boy.
Incredible damage. JJAKJI just owning it up.
Chokehold on the main, chokehold on the third.
Choke slam everywhere all over Bunny's army.
Okay, gonna come in here with the SCVs. He needs to clean this up, and that really did not work all that well as the tanks don't come out. A bit of not like this from Bunny as he grabs the space. GG as he gets 2-0'd and JJAKJI.
Man, I mean, there are busts and busters, and sometimes you win. Sometimes you go out of buster. And for Bunny, tonight is not his night. Elimination from GSL. Yeah. And facing his first loss here in SSL as well. The Bunster has had better days.
The Bunster.
The Bunster, man.
Yeah, you could tell he's really frustrated. That's rough. I mean, you lose in GSL, you lose in SSL Challenge.
I mean, it's got to affect your mindset.
You have to sleep tonight after that.
That's
hard.
True. It is pretty late. Maybe he's not going to have a good time sleeping tonight. I hope he does.
Yeah.
For JJAKJI, good job.
JJAKJI's going to have an interview up on the Korean side, guys.
Yeah, so we'll get a chance.
There he is.
There he is.
You got to see the silhouette.
The shadow puppet of JJAKJI. We have a PD standing over there, and he's got his arms like in the perfect JJAKJI shape. That's what the JJAKJI shape looks like, Valdez.
Yeah, exactly like him.
Yeah, you just got to do that thing with your hands.
Yeah.
It's like how to draw an owl. Like first you draw the circles, then you draw the rest of the owl.
Then you draw the rest of the owl, yeah.
That's how you make the sign.
So I'm curious to see what he has to say.
I too.
Took out Bunny very easily. I wonder how that would have gone if everybody was on, like 100% right now, because JJAKJI was definitely 100%.
Yeah, and Bunny has looked really strong so far at SSL Challenge. So you got to know that there were some mitigating factors. Bunny's super emotional at his after his elimination in GSL earlier today. And I'm sure that feeling just does not get better over the course of a day. So let's head over to an interview with Revolution Gaming's JJAKJI and hear what he has to say. I think.
Feels like your first interview here. Already starting with the smack talk, as is the way of SSL Challenge. Hey, he's wearing sandals too.
Hey, Sandal Bros.
I love the zoom in. Kanata too. It rained a little bit, so that's why he's wearing sandals. That's not why I'm wearing sandals. I wore it just for you guys in the Twitch chat.
Aw, that's like you really care.
No. JJAKJI says, let's just get on with the interview. And no, we got comedian Ikkun trying to take the sandal off of Kanata. They got like Hawaii shirts on today. I love the zoom-ins we got into.
We just have to really find out
the
secret behind there.
Is there going to be an interview?
No, no interviews allowed.
Okay. How do you feel making it to the second stage?
The hard-hitting questions.
I pretty much knew I was in the second stage already, so I had a very comfortable mindset coming into the matches. So
I feel like
that definitely helped me out.
In my favor.
Yeah. Just needed patience to lose one game, and that he did.
Yeah. Good times. Man, really a contrast in emotion. Bunny just walked out of the studio, sort of visibly shook. And here is JJAKJI just really ecstatic.
You say you felt pretty comfortable during the match, although during the matches you had a big show of force in the first game.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely did. Off to an early lead. Was able to close it out.
JJAKJI says, at first I think it started with a couple of medevacs, but then the whole army kept following in to die, so he thought, man, Bunny is in really rough shape tonight. They were talking about Bunny's play.
Oh, yeah.
So JJAKJI can pick his own question.
They're letting him interview himself.
What do you think of our questions? JJAKJI says, I would rather not answer any of these questions.
Wow. Shy boys.
I'm liking JJAKJI on the desk. Let's get him to cast
He's a
season
shy
3.
guy.
Casters are going to improvise.
Waiting for it. I mean,
So JJAKJI, you are a champion in your own right. You have championship history, they clarify. But that was a long time ago. So what motivates you at this point? Wow, that's pretty straightforward.
I like winning games, and winning is cool.
Let's see what he says here. JJAKJI says, I actually thought I was in my best form at the beginning of this year, although I lost in all of the tournaments. So a big source of motivation for me was when I watched my VODs against Gumiho.
Great practice.
Although Kanata's commentary also helped a lot.
Totally unpaid.
Kanata says he's very touched that his words could motivate others.
What a guy.
What a bro.
So helpful.
What a beast.
So motivational.
JJAKJI says, I also watched the second place matchup between TY and Byun last season. And TY and Byun, if you put them together, it means pervert. So he thought that was a very funny way to put those names together.
Nice meme.
It actually does. That's funny. JJAKJI making it to the second stage first in his group after his win over Bunny. How are you going to approach the challenge? Second stage. Definitely greedy for it, but I'm going to try to be comfortable and relaxed for it when I reach the second stage.
Definitely very important. Fatigue does start to set in, especially if you're one of these players that's playing in multiple tournaments.
So that's going to be it for the interview.
Wow. Okay. I feel like there were probably a few more questions we could have asked, but instead we'll take a commercial break and be back with our final series of the night. It's Hush versus Impact.